puis sauter sur des mines. À là où je vais, l'espoir les a quittés. On ne sait plus très bien ni pourquoi ni comment.
I don't have words to describe what has happened in this country in the past week. And yet, all we have is words to try and describe what has happened in this country. And so the first thing for me is the challenge to resist the temptation to be silenced, precisely because I don't have the words. To help me try and access this for myself. We have all walked up and down Spear Avenue. If we're not looking at our phones, we see a work of art at the end of the lane. From a distance, we see it as one. We see a human face, tilted to the side, eyes closed. Remarkable piece of work. From a distance, I see it clearly. As I get closer, it gets a little distorted. Sometimes if I'm walking to the left or to the right of it, I see certain things. I see an ear, I see an eye. I don't see too much else. And then when I get right into the sculpture, because the sculpture invites us to walk into it, I lose all perspective of what it actually is. And I discover it's not one piece, it's 9 pieces. And when I look at the 9 pieces, I discover it's not just 9 pieces. It's made up of 225,000 pieces of mosaic. And if you do it at night, the lights that shine up from the ground, which helped us see it from a distance, now blind me. I can't see it anymore. It's too bright. And so the next time I walk, I see it again, what I couldn't see when I was amidst it. And then I get into it and I fail to see it. But I can touch it, and it's cold, and it's hard, and it's sharp. And so that movement that we've been moving in a distance, close, distance all the time. And I think that's what we need to do around this conversation. And let me explain why. As a white person, I've had to discover that I'm racist. And that discovery has had to recur over and over and over again. And originally there was the denial and the anger, the how dare you. But then it's growing in the understanding of what I actually am a part of and what I benefited from. But that learning is, and the unlearning and the relearning is a constant thing that needs to happen. And so when it comes to my violence as a man against women, I have to have the same learning. That from a distance I can speak of them. I actually walk, and at some point I am a part of it. But here's the strange thing, when I'm a part of it, I don't know what I'm a part of, because I don't see it. And only this week I've discovered the name of that artwork, The Dying Slave. I've always had a picture of a guy leaning back listening to music. And so I discover that I'm a part of things that I thought were beautiful that in actual fact were horrifying. And I didn't know. And that's blinding light. It's too much for me to see and hold. So when I'm in that place and realize I am complicit to the xenophobia because of the exclusive economies that I benefit from and support, that I am complicit in violence against women because of all the privilege. If you think of women, the dispossession of land when it comes to women, validated by religion, by law, all of that I benefit from. And so that analogy of walking up and down, I need to step back and see what it is. But I fear that if I reflect on this gender-based violence and xenophobia only from a distance, I will speak of them at a distance. And the justice that I call for will be justice of punishment of them, because in my distancing of myself from them, I will demonize them. But if I'm able to see from a distance the horror, but also somehow discover that I am a part of it, then when I call for justice, my justice may be tempered with mercy and understanding. It will be not me against you, but how do we together free ourselves as abusers